Are you ready to vibe? You're listening to Creepy Vibes Only.
Hello.
Oh, hello, Stephanie.
Hello, Erasmus.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Oh, good. I was listening to our attempted recordings from yesterday.
How fun was that?
So I have to say, it captured me. I don't know why you couldn't hear. Maybe Anchor is fighting you. Maybe you've done something to anger our gods of podcasting. I don't know.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Le démon s'approche.
Could you, in all of the recordings, just the last one where I was like, I give up.
I didn't listen to the first one, but I listened to the last two, and I don't know.
Weird.
It seems like it's fucking with you, buddy. It's coming for you. It's so rude.
Is that surprising, though?
No. If something's picking on something, it's probably you, and that is entertaining to me, at the very least.
So to catch everybody up, we tried to record yesterday.
3 times.
We started at what, like 12-ish, 12:30, and by 2 p.m. we gave up.
Oh my god.
It was hectic. Chaotic.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
And I needed a nap after.
Yeah, same.
But so far, knock on wood, it sounds good. I'm knocking on like all of the wood around me.
I have no wood near me. I'll knock on my head. Actually, here. Sorry, Lewis. I just scared Lewis. He's like, what the fuck? Why are you knocking? No, Lewis, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Lewis. Chill out.
It's okay, Lulu.
He's like, don't. I was restful and now I'm cray.
I don't want to jinx it, but so far, so good, guys. So far, so good.
Thank fuck.
Yes.
So, Steve, what's keeping you up at night?
I actually have something for you.
Oh, really?
This time around. Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited.
2 things.
Okay.
2 things. So the other night, Mr. Milos decided that he was going to sleep with my parents. So I live with my parents, obviously. He didn't just pack up and go.
He's like, bye.
So,
sleep over.
So he, I was getting ready for bed, and then I see him making his way to the room. And then I go and get him, but he's under their covers. So he's like settled for the night. So I was like, sure, cool, I'm going to bed. So I flip up a lot at night. And around like 3, I turn around and I just like feel like his like breath going against my my face. I open my eyes and like I was like very, very tired. So I don't register, but I just see this like black thing, and then I look and like 2 eyes staring straight into my eyes. Scared the shit out of me.
The fuck? Was it Milo?
Yes.
Oh, thank God. Well, I don't know. Maybe you're like, the demons are back. I don't know.
He had like made his way back, and he was like sleeping on the other half of my pillow, just like staring at me like a human. Scare the shit out of me.
Attaboy, Milo. That's the most Milo shit I've heard all day.
I know. So
oh my God.
He did that. And then the other thing, it is not, well, it is a happy discovery. At the same time, it isn't. I've discovered the Reddit thread Supernatural Sightings.
Oh God.
I discovered it at midnight.
Oh,
and
good.
I haven't slept since then. It's terrifying.
Oh, it's so good. Have you, you don't use TikTok, do you?
No.
You really should. There's all sorts of like paranormal sightings on it. And every once in a while I'm tempted to like send it to you, but I'm like, you know what? Steph will get whatever this is. Well, it's also like knowing you'll like just never sleep again. Oh my God.
There's like this one video, this guy was like recording something off, like this black thing off in the distance, and it was like looked like an animal and just kind of walking weird, and he was like, what the hell is that? And then he like got up on 2 legs and started sprinting at him.
So something I think I'll have to eventually watch with you when I think you're ready for it is people who are seeing what we would refer to as a Wendigo.
Okay.
and it's usually in Appalachia. And correct me if I'm wrong, because it could be different. But I guess there's like the saying, it's like, if you think you heard it, no, you didn't. If you think you saw it, no, you don't. Don't stay in the woods after dark. Just go home. Like, yeah, I know. It's wild. Like, you really should. And guys, like, you gotta check it out on TikTok. Like, there's some really interesting, like, indigenous creators and local creators there, like, who are like sharing this content, and like, regardless of your system of beliefs, fascinating content and really great people.
I was watching this like one show. Oh, Milo would like to leave. He's had enough of my shit.
Milo.
I will be back.
I'd be funny, guys, when I'm chewing Gaviscon, because I'm 30 and my guts are terrible.
Oh no. It's okay. I will entertain them while you're chewing away. Some like top tier ASMR for you guys here.
No.
So I was like watching this show, and it was like the woods are haunted. So it's like, I mean, it's not, is it factual? I don't know, but it's very entertaining. And this girl was like saying how she had moved there and they were surrounded by the woods, and one night she like took her dog out and he was peeing, but then he was like focused on something on the forest, and she like blew a whistle. And her like family is indigenous, so it turns out that she like just the whistling at night called a Winnebago to her.
Oh no!
But like, and I have like a whistle to train Milo, right? So the whole time watching this, I'm like, throw away every single whistle, because like my backyard is the forest. So
a connected
that
forest
was fun
to where they supposedly live, which is great.
Yeah. So
good old Canada.
Haven't used my whistle in a while.
Yeah, no. We really need to play until dawn.
Yeah, once we get back together.
Yeah.
We're not separated by two bridges.
Yeah.
Or we just like make our way. Oh no. We don't live close to each other. It's a drive.
Yeah, it's a hike.
We're lazy. We don't want to drive.
No. It's far. We're very nap inclined.
Yes.
It's a lot.
So
Jesus.
I have something fun for you. Did I ask you what's keeping you up at night? I did not. How rude of me.
It's fine. I'm used to it.
What is keeping you up at night?
I've been watching Survivor.
The TV show?
Oh yeah. So back when Dupa like had his he was off work for a little bit because he was sick. He got us all really into Survivor. And I decided recently, I was like, fuck, I haven't watched Survivor since like, I don't know, 2016. Get back into Survivor. Fuck, I love Survivor. It is so great. It is like just fucking nuts. Like the shit people pull and like the characters they are, like it's just top-notch television. If you like reality TV, and like that's my extremely guilty pleasure, is I fucking love reality TV. Survivor, like you can't ask for more. It's dynamic, it's like social interactions, it's like challenges, there's like a hierarchy.
My parents used to watch it like religiously, and we would watch it with them. And I used to enjoy it, but I really got into Big Brother. Big Brother is my like.
Oh, I have been loving this season of Big Brother.
I haven't, like, I've stopped watching it.
Have you? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Trodrick Hall and Lamara Odom are both on it.
Oh really?
Yeah. So it's Teddy.
No, I've like stopped watching the US one for a few years because there's a lot of like bullying and it wasn't as fun anymore.
That is absolutely accurate. That is absolutely fair.
So I would watch the Canadian one, but even like the last season, no, I did watch it. I'm just not into it as much. Now I'm really into Below Deck. That's my shit.
Oh, Below Deck is unreal.
I know. Fucking love it.
Unreal. I mean, and like any reality TV show, they're all like very problematic and like not great people, but like fuck is it entertaining. Like wow. Some not great people doing not great things. Jesus.
Well, then we better catch you up on our favorite shows.
Yeah. Also, this is a podcast about creepy vibes. We've talked to you, but I don't know. Reality TV is a bit unsettling as a concept, so that's kind of creepy. And
So
there's something about Ryan Seacrest. Sorry, go ahead.
Ryan Seacrest. He's not in one of the shows we mentioned.
No, but he's a producer of like many reality TV things, like American Idol,
really?
Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Oh my God, Ryan Seacrest is like one of like the biggest producers in Hollywood.
Good for him.
But there's something about him. Might be a serial killer.
It wouldn't surprise me. Every time I like hear his name, I just see that like interview between him and like Britney Spears, where he like says something that he's not gay, and just like the shock. Like I have to find it and like show it to you. But the way she looks, I'm like, she was like convinced he was gay, and she's like, what? So I just like see that clip every time.
Oh, Britney. I'm so glad she's free.
Yes. Some good news in this world.
We needed it.
All right. I will start because I have something fun for you this time around.
Okay.
I have prepped 5 stories.
We're not doing 5 stories today. I don't.
And I'm going to do the 5 stories. Welcome to the Steph Show. Emma, you're fired. So, and so what I've done with the 5 stories, I've given them all a different number between obviously 1 to 5. And I will have you choose a number, and this will be your own little choose your own adventure game.
13.
Emma. So we're going to do this for the next 5 weeks.
Perfect. Number 5.
Ooh. Okay. We are doing I'm actually, and I've have like a creepy fact for each. So I'm going to start with the creepy fact I've chosen for this one.
Oh, okay.
So it comes from BuzzFeed, and the actor who played a radiologist assistant in The Exorcist was a convicted murderer who dismembered and killed gay men in late 70s.
That's
and this
horrible.
Is relevant. Yeah, because it like we talked about this in your cursed movie episode. So yeah, so that was the movie that we were like wondering, because I remember us talking about, like, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Now we have our answer. The Exorcist.
Exorcismo. I actually talked about that movie. You'd think I would have. Oh well, this is the content you signed up for.
There we go. So you have to keep listening, guys. Eventually you'll have your answers.
Yeah, exactly. That's cool.
Yeah, well, not really, but yeah.
Yeah, murder. So good.
So my story today is Isla de la Muñecas, which is Island of the Dolls.
That's what I'm covering. I'm kidding.
No,
it's not. I just thought it would be funny to make you think I was.
I was like, fuck.
I know about this, and I love it because I fucking love Shane and Ryan, and they went there.
Yes, I saw that episode too.
It's so good. I'm excited for this.
And Zach Baggins also went there.
Oh, our favorite person.
Yes. So, this this island, it's a small island in the canals of Xochimilco, which is south from Mexico City. And basically the island is it's like this lush greenery. It kind of looks like a jungle, but it's not a jungle. And interesting enough, it's not an actual like natural island. It's a chinampa, which is a this type of not necessarily floating garden, but essentially the Aztecs, when they would do, it's an agricultural technique that they would create these these shapes of fields over the water so that they could farm it and just kind of be its own little ecosystem.
So cool.
Yeah. So this one
stuff they did was incredible.
I know. So this little chinampa, this one specifically is covered in lilies. And that whole canal, from what I understood, is also very, the lilies are very popular in that area. So this island, it wasn't intended to be a tourist attraction, but it is now a very popular stop on ferry rides, and you can also have someone bring you directly to this island. And the reason why people want to go there is because it is covered with dolls. Hundreds and hundreds of dolls. And not only is it covered in dolls, they're haunted.
Oh, it's
So
fucking wild.
it's one of the most haunted islands on Earth. So a little backstory to see how this little haunted island of dolls came about. In around the 1950s, a man named Don Julian Santana Barrera left his family to go live on this deserted island in the canals. No one knows why he left. All that is really known is that he wanted to sequester himself, and living off of these chinampas is very common because you can farm them, you can basically live off the land on your little island. So it's not something unheard of. One thing to note, one article said that he was exiled because he was too intense with his Christianity, like practicing or preaching, but that was like only one article and the rest didn't mention it. So I don't think that's legit, but I don't know. So Don Julian left his family and he moved to that island. And shortly after he moved in, he made a grisly discovery. He found a little girl face down in the water, mixed up in the lilies, who had drowned. He tried to save her, but unfortunately could not.
Oh
So
God.
soon after finding that little girl, he started to report strange things and felt like the spirit of the little girl was still there haunting him. And a few days afterwards, in the same spot where he found the little girl, there was a doll. So he assumed that it was the doll of the little girl. So he took that doll and hung it up in a tree, thinking that it would appease her spirit, that her doll was there and they could all live together in harmony. But that didn't take it. It didn't appease it.
Oh, good.
So this is where came this type of ritual for him where he just kept finding more and more and more and more dolls. So he would fish them out of the water. He would find them in trash heaps. Even he grew produce on his island. So as a barter item, people would give him a doll and then he would give them his produce. So this how it came about to being this huge collection of dolls onto his island. And then what he did with them, he either which is kind of strange. Not only is there like a shit ton of dolls, but what he did with the doll or place them was kind of weird. So he would either hang them in the trees, nail them to the tree trunks. He would either impale them on the branches, or they would just kind of eventually there's no more room, so they're just everywhere.
Jesus Christ.
Yes. And he took all dolls. Like it didn't matter their state. He took them. They could be headless, torso-less, limbless. It could be like a fashion doll, a Barbie. Like it could be anything. He took it. Some dolls were found with like paint all over them, so we don't know if he was the one who like dismembered them. Like no one really knows if that was their original state. I'm assuming probably if he did find them in trash heaps and they were in the water, like they would have been damaged at that point.
Oh, for sure.
So that went on and on until 2001, where Don Julian unfortunately passed away. Now, the strange thing about his death is that it is somewhat tied to the little girl. When his body was found, it was found in the same location and in the same position as he had said that he had found the little girl, face down in the water and tangled in the lilies. Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, I hate that.
So shortly after that, with the island kind of no longer having its caretaker, which Don Julian found himself as being the caretaker of the island, the dolls, and the spirit of the little girl, his nephew took over that role and doesn't live there, but is taking care of the island, and he also gives private tours. One condition, so obviously being this like strange and having that morbid story, it is huge.
Sure.
Sorry, my mom just scared the crap out of me. She like opened the door.
Our girl Sue!
Oh my god.
The queen, the icon, the moment.
Oh my. Sorry.
Still has entered the chat.
She like opened it, looked at me, and closed the door.
That's amazing. What an icon.
Oh my.
Just to remind you whose house you're in. Bam! Sill.
So obviously this island attracts hundreds of people, but the one condition to go to the island is that you have to bring a doll.
What's that sound?
You have to bring a doll to... Oh, I tapped this.
Oh yeah, I was like, who's knocking? Do you have demons again?
I'm like waving my hands around and talking.
For those of you who haven't realized yet, Steph is French.
Oui.
C'est beau, Steph.
So you have to bring a doll in order to visit and then pay respect to Don Julian and then the little girl and everyone. So if you go and visit this, well, before I say this, so one thing about the story, as like our island became more and more popular, some things started coming out of the history of Don Julian, and his family has started to like kind of like... So one thing that came about is that his family, they're not certain if the story of the little girl is real.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Oh, why would you lie about that? That's fucked.
So when digging deeper into the story, there's no death of a little girl that was reported at that time in that location. However, it does not entirely mean that it didn't happen. It just could mean something much worse if it wasn't reported, or could not have happened.
I do also want to say, as a water safety expert, drowning is an often underreported statistic on an international scale. Mm-hmm. Just throwing in my 2 cents. Learn to swim, respect water.
Yes.
Anyways, that's it.
So there's no death recorded. Doesn't necessarily mean something, could mean something. And also the family stated that when he did leave, he wasn't necessarily sound of mind at that time. Because he basically whole family and just up and left and went to live on an island all alone. So they're not sure if, the loneliness triggered that to him. Was it a hallucination? Did it really happen? No one really knows.
Well, and not only did he go to live on an island alone, he fucking covered it with dolls, which is a bit of a different behavior, you know?
So, not sure if that legend of the little girl is real, but to him it was. So, there's that. And if you were to go and visit the island today, you would make your way on a little boat, and you would approach just a jungle-looking thing, and then you would look in the trees, and there would be the cave dolls everywhere, and then there would be on the pathway, on the bridges, and the shack. They would be everywhere.
And horrifying dolls aside, Mexico is like one of the best places Steph and I like to visit.
Yes, fun things happen there. But the like creepy decaying dolls, that's not the only thing, the only problem about the dolls. They are apparently possessed.
I'm sorry, what the fuck?
Some say that the little girl has she possesses each and every one of them, or that the spirit of the little girl and the caretaker, they possess them together. And then other stories, legends say that the little girl who previously owned the doll that made its way to the island lives within that doll. And then there's other stories that say that actually it's just something very malicious that uses the dolls to act out their desires. So what people have reported...
I accidentally kicked my desk. I'm putting on slippers because my feet are cold.
Oh. So if you go visit the island, what you could potentially see, the dolls moving around on their own. So either their like head will like follow you around, or their limbs will not be in the position they were last. You may see a doll waving at you, or
what would you do? Would you wave back?
You know me, I would fucking die on the spot.
Just no. That's it. Steph's out.
Or worse, you may see one doll in one location, turn back around, it's gone and it's somewhere else.
Oh, good. That's what you want.
Sometimes you hear them laughing. They're having a grand old time scaring the shit out of you.
Jesus.
And then some tourists have reported when taking pictures, seeing dark apparitions or like this foggy dark mist in their pictures that actually wasn't there when they took the picture.
Oh, good.
So, if you guys want to go visit a haunted island full of dolls, might as well go to Isla de la Muñeca.
That's fucking terrifying.
And that is my story for today.
Jesus Christ. That's haunting. Literally. Wow.
Yeah.
How fun.
This was the one that I found last minute.
And you were like, bam!
I found it like 11 last night. I dreamt of dolls last night too.
Jesus Christ. Well, great. I'm literally just like imagining you in like an Alice in Wonderland kind of dream with like dolls just like, hello, Stephanie, like waving at you, and you just like, you know, those like fainting goats, which are kind of sad because they're kind of sick. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what I picture. So good.
Yeah.
Sick. So okay. Well, okay. I'm gonna talk to you about cults.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Okay. There's like a new cult show on Netflix. I can't remember the name of it, which is really helpful. But there's a new show about cults on Netflix, and that's where I got into this.
Okay.
So, we're just going to talk a little bit today about warning signs of a potentially unsafe group or leader. And
such as an island full of dolls.
Yeah, islands full of dolls, fucking dip.
Run.
Yes. And then we're also going to talk about warning signs regarding people involved with a potentially unsafe group or leader.
Okay.
So that you too can be like, wow, this is fucking terrifying. I'm out. And as a reminder, guys, don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Yes.
Quite literally, because Jamestown, not good. Okay. Mm-hmm. So we're going to talk about these, Steve. Okay. So the first one, and this is from culteducation.com. Shout out to that. And I actually like this like introductory quote they have from Margaret Singer, who is a doctor, a PhD. She's an educated lady. Potentially unsafe groups or leaders come off very nice at first. They go for vulnerable people who are looking for answers, lonely, what you call normal people. They're very good at what they do, and they can get people to believe in anything. You might think you'd never get taken in, but don't bet on it. How fucking haunting is that?
Yeah.
That's and gross. Like, it's absolutely true. Like, I guarantee you, like, I like to think I'm the smartest person in the room because I'm full of myself. I guarantee you I could get sucked into a cult.
We all can, 100%. Have you seen our exes?
I'm friends with most of mine, so.
Not me.
Okay, well, I've been quite fortunate. Anyways, shout out to my high school boyfriend, Neil. Neil's a great guy.
Oh,
shout out to Neil. Hi, Neil. You're cool. Also, his parents are like the nicest people in the world.
Oh, really?
My family, like, we haven't seen them in like 50,000 years, and we're still like, man, they're great. Anyways, I digress. Also, Ryan's gonna be listening to this, just like, Jesus Christ, just move on. Poor Ryan has like lived through all of it. Anyways, okay, so we're gonna talk about warning signs of a potentially unsafe group and leader.
Take notes.
This is mostly my friendship with Steph. I'm Steph's cult leader.
Yes.
Absolute authoritarianism without meaningful accountability. Hello, Donald Trump. Oh God, we're just gonna go through like a dive through like the 2016 to 2020 presidency, aren't we? Sick. Mm-hmm. No tolerance for questions or critical inquiry. So you can be like, Donald, do you really think ivermectin is safe? I think it is very safe. Because that's what he sounds like to me. With his little like, he always has his hands up like a goose bill.
In that like little like pinchy thingy.
Yeah, he's like, me. The China virus, me. I'm a racist. Fucking Donald. Oh my God, this is even better. And I swear to God, I actually haven't read these before. Like, I want to go through this live with you.
Oh.
And Donald Trump was an intuitive suggestion. No meaningful financial disclosure regarding budget expenses, such as an independently audited financial statement with his fucking taxes. Oh my God. in case you cannot tell our political stance. 4, unreasonable fear about the outside world, such as impending catastrophe, evil conspiracies, and persecutions. Okay, so my favorite is a weird word to like use when talking about cults, but the ones that like speak the most to me in terms of being like not compelling but interesting are the fucking doomsday cults.
Yes.
So like are you like there's this we'll have to look into it more because this is also fascinating, but there's this like community of vaults in I think it's the northern Midwest states. Like I feel like it's like Colorado-ish or Colorado adjacent.
Okay.
But it's literally like a bunch of it's a former military base, and you can now buy, I think they're like $50,000, these vaults that you can turn into your house, and they're like doomsday vaults. Like they're like military bunkers. Yeah. Can you imagine?
Really... So are they like underground, or is just like
they're like big they're like pseudo, I think they're pseudo underground, like they're concrete, and I think they're kind of dug into the earth. And like people are like turning them into houses they live in.
That's insane.
I like genuinely.
Like I would not, because I just picture it as a like
they're not
like
silos.
No windows, no nothing.
No, like they have
like,
some sort of HVAC. Oh,
yeah.
Me too. Like I'd get so claustrophobic. Like fascinating. I'm trying to remember where I saw this. I think it was Kara and Nate, who are like a blogger couple who are traveling. Anyways, I digress, as I do. 5, there's no legitimate reason to leave. Former followers are always wrong in leaving, negative or even evil, which I find so fascinating. Like it demonizes anyone who disagrees with you, which is like such an alienating and isolating.
It's like that religion, Scientology.
Yeah, 100%.
Have you watched that show?
Oh, it's like I got chills.
Fascinating.
Oh yeah. No, like they're quite scary.
Yes.
Like they actually frighten me, and not a ton frightens me. It's funny because like number 6 also like makes me think of like there's always that like one girl in high school who was like, anyone who's not part of this clique, we hate them. like some sort of teenage Karen. Former members often relate the same stories of abuse and reflect a similar pattern of grievances, which actually makes me think of like the ex-Mormon subreddit.
Yeah.
Which, if you guys have not perused, is a fascinating and quite sad read because like it's a big religion.
It's so sad when people are like born into it and don't have a choice. Like they have no idea what's out there. It's so sad.
Yeah, and like anyone should be able to be allowed to practice whatever they want. But I think that people should be allowed to choose, as long as it's not hurting people. Like obviously, like don't.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to create a new like cloud deity that is like, Emma, you should go around and slap people. Like that's not cool. Or worse things, obviously. Oh, there are records, books, news articles, or television programs that document the abuses of the group cult leader. Yeah, like any bad evidence is bad evidence. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if your cloud god is like widely disliked by media, probably not a chill guy. Don't slap people. Followers feel they can never be good enough. Also, like something that I remember seeing in like high school social hierarchies. Are teenage girls cult leaders?
Probably.
Oh my god.
Cult leaders in training. That's what high school's for.
Yeah, honestly. Like, I see you don't have Lululemon groove pants because that's what was cool when you were in high school. They didn't have these like leggings. They were the groove pants with the flare bottoms.
I remember those. They're very comfy.
Oh, they were so comfy. I remember this one girl who is like super popular, and like as a warning, it's super fat phobic, but like she was like, yeah, it's so funny. My dad was talking to like this other girl who was there, and he was like, it's fine that you guys have them, but most people shouldn't have them. Like,
what?
I know. See, culty behavior.
Okay. Yes.
High schoolers. My God. I hope that high schoolers are less like that these days. They seem to be more aware of how to not be evil, but we'll see.
You'd hope so.
You'd hope. The group and leader is always right. Group pants for only one body type. Sure. The group leader is the exclusive means of knowing the truth or receiving validation. No other process of discovery is acceptable or credible. Which makes me think of like those cults where they're like, I was chosen by the cloud. I am his hands.
Well, it's like that Jamestown group too. Like he like moved them all the way to the middle of nowhere, so they had no other means of communication.
Totally isolated. Well, and they're always like chosen. They're like,
yes,
and that's why, because like, if you question them, it's like you're questioning your god or whatever.
Also, like it's a smart, like, because if I went to people be like, hey, I'm your god, and didn't have a reason why, people would be like, okay, fuck off.
Thanks, Steve, get out.
Sure. If I'd be like, I am chosen, I may have more of a chance. Sure.
Yeah, 100%.
2% more.
Yeah, like, just know. So now we're going to talk about 10 warning signs regarding people involved with a potentially unsafe group and leader. So we talked about like the group, like the concept itself and the person at the reins. Let's talk about Rudolph and the other reindeers pulling this sleigh. Did you like that? That was a good one. Came to me.
Very good.
It came to me live.
Good job.
Good job. Very smart. Also regarding how Steph feels about me. Extreme obsessiveness regarding the group or leader, resulting in exclusion of almost every practical consideration. So you're like, yes, Emma of the cloud deity.
Friends.
I don't think that's accurate. We're not friends. See what I did there? Just like,
yeah,
so good. Comedy hour. Yeah. Okay. So group leader can do no wrong. We are like, yes, do not question. Individual identity, the group, the leader, and or God as distinct separate categories of existence become increasingly blurred. Yes.
Okay.
So it's like Emma is the cloud's chosen one, but is Emma not necessarily potentially the cloud itself? Oh my God, Emma is omnipotent. I know I'm making light of this, but like this genuinely happens and it's fucking terrifying. So instead, in the follower's mind, these identities become substantially and increasingly fused as that person's involvement with the group or leader continues and deepens. So yes, they become more and more the end all be all.
Yeah.
Fucking terrifying. Also, people, superpowers are not real. Let's embrace that. If they were real, they would be part of the military.
Like what's sad about this, that like we had said at the beginning, anyone can, like, no one is safe from this. They just
need to get you at the right time.
If I the right time, or that one thing that you're like. And I was like, I don't know who, like, I was watching either like a show or podcast or something. They were covering like similar subject, and they're like, people who are more interested in like the supernatural stuff and paranormal are like more at risk.
Steph, watch out.
So guys, this is for you. Take notes.
That's a reminder. Think critically and question everything. Questioning is not rude.
No.
Like, it's not. It's seeking more information. It's having a dialogue. And if someone can disagree with you, but if they outright will not let you question whatever they're doing or saying, or like,
there's a problem.
That's a huge red flag.
Mm-hmm.
Even just as people, it's okay to be disagreed with.
Yes.
Whenever the group or leader is criticized or questioned, it is characterized as persecution. So this is a huge one with Scientology too.
Mm-hmm.
And like, also, you can't be persecuted unless you're a racialized or marginalized group. Let's just keep that in mind, people.
Exactly.
Fucking white Scientologists don't know what persecution is. Uncharacteristically stilted and seemingly programmed conversation as mannerisms, cloning the group or leader in personal behavior, which makes sense because like there's that whole saying like, imitation is the most sincere form of flattery.
Yeah.
Which I know I absolutely do. Like
sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. I preview.
So like I will match like people's like speech patterns or expressions.
But I think that's also like a way of bonding.
Yeah.
Because it makes them relate to you. I think it's like something we're kind of programmed to do as people.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it totally makes sense. I'm very much a social sponge, I've been told, and that does not surprise me. Who is Emma? We don't know. Stay tuned to find out. Dependency on the group leader for solving problems, solutions, and definitions without meaningful reflective thought. A seeming inability to think independently or analyze situations at the group without group or leader involvement, which totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Because, like, I could be wrong. Like, I'm learning about cults as you guys are learning about cults, because that's the kind of content I provide. But, like, to me, like, a cult is usually there to fill a void or solve a problem, right?
Yes.
Or to, like, it is usually to give identity where there's lacking identity. You're like, oh, like, the end is coming, or people are sad and they need, like, a refuge, yada, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
So, obviously, if you're going to have further solutions come, like, it's going to obviously have to come from, like, the top of that pyramid, right? Like,
and like also you don't want, like, the whole point of the cult is to have people stay inside, so you don't want someone who also goes and find, like, if they keep going on the outside or elsewhere, like, that's problematic to the cult leader.
yes, because it could cause a divergence from, like, whatever track they want to have their group on.
Mm-hmm.
Terrifying. Hyperactivity centered around the group or group/leader's agenda, which seems to supersede any personal goals or individual interests. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's the whole, like, notion of sacrifices, right? Like, well, I remember there's one, I gotta remember what show it was. I'll come back with it eventually, or maybe I'll forget. Who knows? But there's this cult in, like, somewhere in, like, the Bible Belt in the States, and this guy was saying, like, he was the hand of God, and he basically, like, recruited all these folks who were vulnerable, like, in terms of experiencing homelessness or whatever, or just, like, down on their luck. And they obviously isolated. They ended up living on, like, big farmland, and, like, didn't let the police in, da 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 da. And he ended up kind of alluding to, like, the leader ended up alluding to, I think it was Mike something or other. It was Michael something. Michael, you're a cult leader. We don't like you. And he was, like, basically alluding to the entire group that, like, we're gonna have to sacrifice people. And rather than the group being like, oh, fuck, that's not good, they were like, oh, how do we become the ones that don't get sacrificed?
Oh shit.
Which I found so interesting. Like, because that's the way the brain goes, right? Like, they're providing a solution, and to continue having that safe haven, like, oh, we have to sacrifice someone. Fucking fascinating. So like, the whole group was just following their interests. A dramatic loss of spontaneity and sense of humor. Oh, well, obviously makes you sad. You're in a fucked up place. Increasing isolation from family and old friends unless they demonstrate an interest in the group or leader. 100%.
Yeah.
That's a hallmark. And I think, like, we've kind of noted, like, it all kind of weaves together. Like a basket of horror. Anything the group or leader does can be justified no matter how harsh or harmful, like fucking the sacrificing.
Yes.
Because it's all part of, like, the plan or whatever.
Well, even, like, again, going back to Jamestown, the whole, like, poison Kool-Aid being like, oh, like, it's fine, give it to your kid, give it, everybody do it, it's gonna be okay.
100%. And this one, I think we kind of already covered this point, but they put it again, so let's talk about it. Former followers are at best considered negative or worse evil and under bad influences. They cannot be trusted, and personal contact is avoided. 100%. And you even see that with certain, like, religious sects.
Yeah. Well, Scientology, you're not able to go talk to anyone who left. They harass everyone that's left. Yeah.
I've learned a lot about Mormonism from the fucking Real Housewives. Shout out to Real Housewives of Salt. Yeah, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, because they're in Utah, right? Fucking fascinating. Yeah. Fucking intense. Yeah, so I'm gonna cut it there, because the next episode is a two-parter. I'm gonna talk about some of the scariest cults.
Oh, fun.
So yeah, I feel like I've learned a good bit. I hope you have.
Yeah.
Cults are scary, man. Think critically, ask questions. And this is why it's important to have, like, a diverse group of friends with very different systems of beliefs. It's also okay to disagree with each other. Fucking Jasmine and I disagree with each other all the time, but, like, and I mean that in a good way. Like, we have very good dialogue. We get into it. Like, we literally had a disagree, not like a fight this morning, but we were debating something this morning. And the conversation always ends with, like, I love you. Like, it always does. So you gotta have friendships like that, guys. Disagreement is healthy.
But it's, like, one thing I saw, again, not sure if that came from, I don't know where I saw that, or heard it, but they were mentioning how, like, these times specifically, like, within the pandemic, we're isolated from everyone. These are, like, perfect breeding times or recruitment
100%.
for cults.
But look at QAnon.
Yes.
QAnon's a huge cult.
Yeah.
And if you don't agree, then you need to go through this list on culteducation.com. I think it's not for profit. I don't know. It's a cool website. I mean, also, don't believe everything. As hypercritical as it sounds, like, don't believe everything you read on the internet. Like, I know it's easy to say the media is lying about everything. They're not. If the media is lying and the scientists are lying and the politicians are lying and they're all colluding, maybe they're not.
Exactly.
You know?
Cults are fascinating, but such a sad thing.
Oh my God, yeah.
Prey on people and no.
Yeah. So reach out to people. Don't, as much as you can, avoid getting isolated.
Yes.
Join World of Warcraft. Make friends online. Like, do something.
Come talk to us.
Yeah, be friends with Steph and I. We're very cool.
We'll answer to your messages on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah,
also on Twitter.
Close. Also Twitter. We have more followers on Twitter. Good job, Steph.
Yeah, I think we're at 23 now.
Steph is single-handedly keeping us online. Oh, Captain, my captain.
And apparently, people can leave us voicemails on Anchor.
Yeah, you can leave us voicemails. Please do. Only nice ones. Like, I don't want to hear you doing something weird. So.
Yeah. Like, someone just send us a voicemail so we know how it works. That would be great.
Yeah, someone can confirm. That'd be top notch.
We're too lazy to do it ourselves. But, yeah.
Anyways, guys, on to the next one. See you next week.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Creepy Vibes Only. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Creepy Vibes Only Podcast. And you can send us an email at cvopodcast@gmail.com. Remember to subscribe wherever you listen, download our episodes, and please leave us a review, ideally a really nice one. Thanks for vibing and keeping it creepy with us. We will see you next week. Bye!
Oh, I have to go end it.
Hey, it's Dean and Red, and we're the host of Essentially on the Rocks, a podcast built for after the 9 to 5.
Yes, when being professional is no longer required.
Come hang out with us. We drink whiskey, craft beer, talk shit, and laugh.
We mostly talk shit to each other's face.
And you did drink that wine I got you pretty fucking fast.
I accept this, but don't act like you don't get smashed on $2 moonshine.
We don't talk about that. Join us on Essentially on the Rocks.
New episodes released monthly.